on the situation down in KZN. He now joins us from Cato Manor. It's my colleague Siphamandla Goge, who I understand has the eThekwini mayor with you. Hello to you, Siphamandla. What are authorities telling you this afternoon?
They are worried, they are concerned, they are crisscrossing eThekwini, which is one of the areas, according to the weather services, which is likely to be hit hard by this severe bad weather in KwaZulu-Natal. As we speak, we are in Cato Manor indeed. It's one of the areas that has been affected. If I'm not mistaken, on Tuesday, some of the houses here, they had their roofs being blown away by heavy winds and rains. But right now we are joined by eThekwini Mayor Mxolisi Kaunda. Baba Mbimbi, thank you very much for your time. You are here in Cato Manor trying to assess the situation. Based on what I'm seeing, it's concerning. I'm seeing houses with their roofs blown off.
Yes, we are with Ward 29 Ward Councillor conducting assessment of the damage and the extent of the damages which happened yesterday. And we will be providing interventions to committee members. We can see that in some of the houses they've already intervened in terms of putting new roof, but the housing department and our teams will be on the ground to intervene and assist those families affected.
According to the weather services, it's expected to get worse this evening and tomorrow. What plans are in place for that if and when it comes?
Yes, we have identified areas of vulnerability, especially those areas affected by this year's storm around April. Those communities and houses, we are starting to remove communities from those flooding areas to ascertain that their lives are safe, because that comes as a priority to us as government to save lives. Then the properties will be looking at the issue of as a secondary matter when the things have happened.
In and around eThekwini, which areas are of vulnerability, if you can give us specifically?
Yeah, there are many areas. Your Ward 23, Ward 53, 57 in under. When you look at the issues of the south, there are many wards around Umlazi, in Verulam areas and Phoenix. So those are the areas which we have identified, and we are ready and with our teams to save lives in those communities.
Okay, well, thank you very much. That is Mxolisi Kaunda. He is the mayor of eThekwini, as we will release him now to go and proceed with some other business of the municipality. But I'm going to ask my colleague Francois Robler just to give you a panning shot. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see clearly the impact here, but you can see the asbestos roof that was blown away from this house, which we are currently at. We have seen other houses that have been affected in and around eThekwini, but authorities are saying it will get worse. Earlier on, the MEC for Kogta, that is Siphohlo Muga, said it will be worse than April floods. If we have that bite, let's throw to that bite and listen to Siphohlo Muga explaining earlier on.
Disaster Risk Management Center has received further advice from the South African Weather Services of advice weather, which indicate that heavy rains as high as 150 meters or more and strong gale force wind are expected over the province from this afternoon to tomorrow Friday evening. Hence, the South African Weather Services is here, and they've advised us today that there are more heavy rains that are coming. Hence, we want to advise our people to ensure that they are safe. The expected storm are likely to be coupled with the gale force wind, mudslides, hailstorms, and localized flooding. The intensity of this rain is anticipated to be greater than experienced one in April. You remember that in April this year there were floods, very serious, heavy. The report that we've received, this one will be more than that. Hence, we want to warn our people across the province, but also in particular here at eThekwini. As a provincial government working with the eThekwini municipality, we do not wish to see any repeat of any tragedy we saw in this province in April. As already indicated, once bitter, twice shy. We believe we should be over-prepared rather than under-prepared.
All right, so Siphamandla, we've heard from authorities as to what has happened and what their plans are as far as keeping communities safe. Education, though, is going to become a big issue, especially with school children having to be sent home as a precaution from their exams.
Indeed, it has been affected, but before we proceed with that one, allow me to tell you that unfortunately we've been unable to speak to some people who have been affected here because most of the homeowners are not at home. We are told that they have gone out to look for help. They are trying to rebuild their houses. Some people are not willing to be interviewed on camera, but they are busy fixing their houses as we speak, and they are preparing for the worst to come. But in terms of education, earlier on I spoke to Education MEC in KwaZulu-Natal, Mshengu. He told us that a circular was issued out to all public schools to release pupils based on a warning and a report that was given by the South African Weather Service to say that there will be severe thunderstorms as well as heavy rains which could lead to flooding. Let's listen to Mshengu confirming that one.
We have issued that circular to say all learners who are not writing any form of examinations should be released with immediate effect, and we're calling on parents to collect their learners from schools. Those who are writing at least between now and 12 should continue to write, because we advise that after 12 or 1 o'clock the weather in KwaZulu-Natal will be again bad as probably in the past 2 days, and we remain affected as Department of Education. Most of our schools have been blown out in the province, but we thought it was important that we prioritize the safety of our learners so that they don't get affected while they are in the schools. With regard to the matriculants who are writing today, we are in touch with the national office to say let's keep the close eye on how the weather is turning up, and if really it's becoming worse, we also need to release those learners so that we make an arrangement for them to rewrite the paper again.
Well, my thanks to Siphamandla Goge, who's going to continue to get the latest on the ground for us. Siphamandla, thank you very much. Live out of Cato Manor, you can see the rain beginning to pour down again. This just a few hours away from when the weather services are predicting that even more severe weather is going to be dumping all that heavy rain and wind down into KZN. Also hearing from the eThekwini mayor, they are on the ground to assist those who are going to be affected. Now let's